Good afternoon, everyone. This is how we start the room show. And this afternoon, we will be speaking with the National Vice Chairman for Recruitment and Mobilization of the Liberian People's Party, Comrade Major T. Samukai Jr. And while we await him, we will be playing some music still. I think he's having problem with connection services. I can see below here he has not actually been connected. So meanwhile, we will still wait until he gets in. But in the meantime, we will continue to play music. Music that our standard bearer loves so much. We are not Bill Gates, but we can make it happen. I think Samukai is here. Let me check and see when he can come on the show. That's great. Mr. Samukai, if you are here, you need to be on video. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. While we await the others, we will still be playing music, Samukai, until we can get adjusted. We're expecting one more. I'm expecting one more guest. And that is the executive director for Team Gonglo, Minnesota, who will be on the show to also talk to us about the fundraiser. So we're still waiting for him. In a few minutes, we will start, whether or not he's here. So let's get the music on. But we want to see in your head, Mr. Samukai, if you can. Oh, okay, very good. All right. All right.
That's great.
Folks listening to us this afternoon, my name is Junius D. Zoga II, the host of the Broom Show, controlled by the Liberian People's Party. This afternoon, we'll be discussing with the chairman of Mobilization and Recruitment, Liberian People's Party.
Thank you. Okay. Hello.
I'm hearing you, Samukai.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on the talk show with you. And
Oh,
we'd
yeah.
like to use this time to bring greetings from the 73rd district in Liberia and the
Yes, we are
viewership
live
across.
now. Let me just give a couple of minutes. Just give like one more minute. Let me see what's the time. It's 1:07. Just give me 3 more minutes. 1:10, then we can start. While we wait for Comrade Joe Moneybar from Minnesota. Just give us like 3 more minutes, and then we can get the ball rolling.
Okay, bro. You can drop the music. You can play the music.
Yeah, that's why he loves. He
Well,
loves that music.
Frankie LV, a wrong step by a leader is a warning to the followers. Our liberator is here.
This is how we roll out the curtain this afternoon on the Broom Show. And this afternoon, we'll be speaking with the National Vice Chairman for Recruitment and Mobilization, Liberian People's Party. Let's roll out the curtains and see what is behind the curtain with this music.
They want to go all the way. Hey, hey, hey,
Iron Lady Records, sweet sound.
Lima guaya ume Congo. La biara ya ubore Congo. Congo. Jawa Congo. Congo. Jawa Congo. Congo. Say you wa ya. Apple love ya sene ye wa gbe ya. Lo fa ye wa mbura. Papa Jawa Congo bonu ile. You know what I am. Me go ni my ine you wa there. Lọ́wọ́ lọ́kọ̀ kò yí. Ní wà lọ́wọ́ kò yí. Àpò mọ́ wọn tà mí wà lọ́wọ́ kò yí. Tàdé pa. Lọ jẹ́mẹ̀. Movement. Corruption la yẹn pọ̀nà. Mi wo pọ̀n wá yìí bá wo ní ara wọ̀. Ìgbà yẹ ìwà wo. Àpò ní màá náà sẹ́ga yẹ ìwà tó. Pẹ́ẹ́dé yìí pọ̀nà pọ̀nà. Kanu gbẹgẹ wọlé, kanu gbẹgẹ bàgán mọ ló mú ẹ. Wọ́n bá yáyá kwa, ètí àwọn akọ̀ẹ́ gbogbo yáyá kwa ẹ. Kanu gbó bàgá ẹ. Kani àmọ́ yìí máa. Bọ́gàbọ́gà o. Rákìrẹ́ yìí wọ́n wá dé.
All right, folks, we want to invite you to our talk show this afternoon. Today, we will be speaking to the National Vice Chairman for Mobilization and Recruitment for the Liberian People's Party. Welcome to the Brown Talk Show, Mr. Samukai. How are you today?
I'm okay. Thank you. And thank for the support in moving the Brew movement forward of our party.
Mr. Samukai, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? We've been hearing about this Samukai. Who is our Samukai? Who is this Samukai? There are a lot of people in who are viewing right now wants to know who is Mr. Samukai.
Thank you. Major T. Samukai was born in Lowford County. My father was the former World Bank Paymaster, governor from father's side, and grandfather from my side was the renowned plumber chief. So I have two great uncles, the former defense minister, the current lawmaker in District Number 1, Lofa County. And I bring you greetings to the people of Ipedu, Bonodu, and the Water Gazette Mountain. And so the 3 districts in Liberia and 15th chairperson of the Liberian People Party.
Mr. Samukai, you have people in the present government, like you say, one of them work in the legislature, right? Am I right?
Yeah, District Number 1 lawmaker happened to be my uncle from my side.
And who is he? Who's District Number 1 lawmaker?
One of Francis Sakla Imale.
Okay. And he's member of which political party?
Then you also have the current Supreme. He's member of the Unity Party.
Oh, why are you not with him and you are with the Liberian People's Party?
Politics is not about tribal stuff. Politics is about philosophy and the idea. Because we believe that indeed the way forward to transform our society will build our political line not on tribal line, but based on the person capacity and based on the party philosophy. Our party have a 10-point agenda, and based on the 10-point agenda and a current standard barrel that have cut across not only in Nimba, our opportunity to be with him in Granji, the people of Granji that celebrated him, not because he is a lawyer, no, because he has been standing for justice. And remember the issue of the Grangians that was in jail, and they stood for them. So we believe the only way we can move forward with our society is to allow ourselves not to follow people based on trouble or based on sympathy, but based on the positive philosophy in bringing change to our motherland, Liberia.
Yes, but I do know that you that won't be on a tribal basis, but our people got a saying that together we stand, united we stand, divided we fall, and he's your uncle. That has to do with family issues and where he is in a position that he can provide for the community you come from, and then you are kind of shied away from him because you say you believe in the 10-point agenda. Councillor Tiawan say Gonglo has. So I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I mean, how are you going to build your community when you are not there to support your uncle, and you want to support the Liberian People's Party? How does that go down well with the Liberian people?
Our bigger picture we're looking at has a people. It's not what individual can benefit at a given point of time. From 1847 to present, what has destroyed our nation is based on tribal and religion. And until we can graduate from that stage, our nation will not move forward. And we have realized, and I like to use Comrade Frank Sonnen, that every generation have a mission to remain static or to move forward. And we cannot remain static to allow our nation be the way it's currently run.
So because you are looking at a bigger picture, so you prefer supporting Councillor Tiawan Ganglo than your kinsman.
For agricultural break. Sorry, it's the
Yes,
internet facility we have in our country.
yeah,
I'm
precisely.
saying, our law, the current lawmaker received a sum of 30,000 out of each for agricultural break, where we have our people that cannot even afford or fitting health care. It decided to have that amount within the budget to support the UNSAF. We challenge any lawmaker to show us the idea, the fund they have made within the fund they have made from the 30,000 that were given them. It's too for us. And we cannot keep running our nation based on sympathy. It's time that we, the young generation, stand up and look in the face of those that have teared our nation with lies and corruption and will honor them with power in the name that indeed it was freedom fighter. And I believe in 18 in 1984, when the foundation process of the Liberian People Party, it was based on the philosophy that indeed that we need a political freedom. And we appreciate our brothers, our fathers, our veterans that stood at the time that shared the blood that we got what we call today the political freedom. But now we need what we call the economic freedom. And we believe with the veteran, Standard Barrett, Comrade, they won't say Gungu, we can get the economic freedom. Because there's no nation that cannot sustain itself and rely on ill and support from donors. And what we have blessed. Even that you move, you plant a seed anywhere. The seed, you just throw a seed anywhere, it will grow. While we are rich and we're still living below the poverty line, lack of leadership. And we believe in the capacity and the leadership ability of the councillor. Hello?
I said thank you so much, Mr. Samukai, for that prelude to our discussion this afternoon. Now let us go straightly into our discussion with you this afternoon. The reason why you have been featured this afternoon on this show. Mr. Samukai, you are the vice chairman, the national vice chairman for recruitment and mobilization. We are talking about membership in the Republic of Liberia for the Liberian People's Party. You are a very great, in fact, you are the fulcrum of this political party. You are the one that the party, orbit on, because without the membership of a political party, you find out that there is no one you leading. So you are the fulcrum that we move around to see that this party succeed. Now we have about 15 counties in Liberia. We call that political subdivision. We have 15 political subdivisions of Liberia. Tell me a little bit about, or in detail, about your strength in each of these counties.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, we are listening to you.
Tell your audience the strength of your political party regards to membership in each of the sub-political divisions of Liberia.
Thank you. You, you know that, like guys, let me first start by taking the standard bearer. Since the formation process of our nation, there's no aspirant that have visited the 15 political subdivision of our state. And we believe in not shocking individuals. We believe in meeting the people, interacting with them, engaging them, and telling them exactly what we stand for. Mind you, the party has been around for the past close to 30 to 40 years. So we have a strong database, we have a strong network that indeed we can boast of this come uh, that we can boast of within Liberia. One, we saw the 12 in Bassa, we saw the 12 in other counties, and we have complete structures within all the counties. What we just want to focus on is to see how best we can have a unique awareness for our members, those in the diaspora, those auxiliary groups that have been supporting us, working along with the party, that we all can move in one accord and move the institution. But as we speak, we have our structures, we have our offices within the 15 political subdivision. And our offices are now functional and open. And we are getting ourselves ready in some of the areas, in some of the counties. Maybe a few days from now, we'll be conducting the party primary, where indeed aspirants from various districts, because mind you, we have 73 districts that will be featuring 73 lawmakers and 15 senatorial candidates come this election.
So presently, how many legislative candidate you have in each of the counties that supposed to go for are you saying primary or no?
Yeah, primary. Our
Okay.
constitution, the constitution 1986 call for each person one vote. So because at the time our forefathers were crafting the constitution, the structural and vision bearer of this idea of the Liberia People Party was we started when the late Dr. Sawyer tested Sawyer for campaign, city major position. The vote, you might have real property. You might have a real property, you might have assets. But today, we are blessed whether you have property or not. As though you reach the age of 18, you have the ability to vote. So that's the plus that indeed the party have fought for the past years. So for counties that we have roughly five big counties when it comes to election. You have Motorada. Motorada, we have 17 aspirant, more than 17 aspirant that have shown interest that they want to work along with the party and see how best they run on the party ticket. But if the institution is not doing well, if the institution do not have members, you will not see influx of aspirants running to our offices, calling the party chairs, calling the various county chairs that have interest to contest on the party ticket. Because based on the working that has been done by the Stenover and all other support group in the United States, all part of the world, have given years to our members and our supporters around the world that indeed is trying to restore the sanity and the dignity of our nation. And we can only do that through the democratic means, informing our people. That's the best way for us to go, and that's the best thing for us to do as a nation.
Looking at the bigger picture, that is your word, and we take you for that word. That's the reason why you continue to engage all peoples around in and out of Liberia. If I say in and out of Liberia, you're talking to people here in the United States, support groups, and those who have the relatives in Liberia as well, to continue to talk to them to make a decision in becoming a member of the Liberian People's Party. Now, briefly, if we look at the landscape of our country, we see that we have the population in Monrovia, and then also in Nima County, because Nima County is actually being talked about, is where you find a lot of our people want to campaign, because it's where you have where you can get the largest vote. Fortunately for the Liberian People's Party, Councillor Tiawan Gonglo is heard from Nima County. What are your chances in Nima County, where you have two kinsmen also from Nima County in this place? What are your chances?
I can tell you that indeed we have a better chance and we have a better opportunity than anybody within the process in my country. We were part of the process during the declaration when the chief and elder from Bon County escorted us to Nimba and informed the chief of Nimba County that indeed they have brought the nephew, which happened to be our standard bearer. And that traditional engagement was done. And we can, if we can recall, in 2020, if you get back to the picture, you see that indeed thousands of Nemadians, tenders in the numbers, to go through that traditional engagement. You see, we have understood that indeed within our election process, you have five major counties that give you the win vote. You have Maserado, you have Nimba, and you have Mangibi, Lofa, and Bassa. And so, from the from that perspective, if we even still go through some of the pool vote, Mangibi, pool sample vote or some of the radio stations, most of the areas we tap from sample vote from our people. But we can show the Liberians that nobody going to beat us in Nimba because the people of Nimba have spoken not only in Nimba, in Grand Gilead. The Grand Gileans have spoken in other part of the countries that indeed it's time that indeed we elect or we vote for someone that cut across not on Tribal 9, not on religion stuff, but he see and care for everybody, that everybody might have an equal opportunity, not based where you come from. Even though he was born in Nimba, we agreed politics, you cannot divert politics from tribal stuff. But I can assure you not only in Nimba we're going to put high vote, we're going to put high vote in Granjide. And we can assure our audience that indeed across the country we will come within the second round. Because nobody, no political party going to win the first round. And we can assure our people with the level of support that we are receiving and the calls that we are receiving and the aspiring that are coming, running, pulling from various areas with a support base, we believe we can come the second round. And from the second round, we can win this election.
Wow. You're strong. You talking about the Liberian People's Party will win all of the political parties in Nima County. I want you to also get to know here that you have the incumbent, His Excellency President George Manuel, who was elected based on votes also from Nima County. And we know that incumbent in Africa, is this going to be the first time in Africa that an incumbent would be beaten of a stronghold? Is that what you're telling us?
Nimba is not the stronghold of CDC, quote unquote. Nimba is our stronghold, as we speak. Gone are those days, like Rala Odinga said, that we honor thief and roads. We celebrate them because they come and give us grand pay. Then we clap for them. After stealing our resources, then we clap for them. Our country is a country of law. A period law that was passed. Up to date, the president have not openly declared his asset as a president. Up to date. So if you want to respect the rule of law, and we elect you, instead those government officials that have opened it, knocked in church and said, "Oh yes, we did this," that have been charged for corruption. Corruption now is just a household name, and these are the factors that killing us. Until we can respect the rule of law within our society, nothing can be stable. And this why we believe the current president, people believe it's time for us to do the rightful thing. And the rightful thing is to give power or to give power to the individual that deserves the power, not someone that would not deserve it. Why you have the Liberian people sleeping? Barely some of them can barely get 2 million a day. It become a difficult ball game. You have been here in Liberia. You know how difficult it's like sometimes. And you sometimes your relatives, friends call you multiple calls. We have a society that is currently broken down. Like the Standard Bearer said, I like to borrow the word for him. We are in an emergency. And like when you're trying to go do a surgery, it's taking the surgical room. It's difficult. Our infant mortality rate is still high. Pregnant women are still giving birth on roll. Our health system have been broken down. How can we restore that? Our education system is challenged, highly challenged. It's a free and compulsory education. And what we intend to do as the Liberian People Party, we intend to do that in the primary education will be free and compulsory. And how can we do that? We will raise the resources and we will also make sure that indeed parents will only be entitled to buy the book bag and footwear. The uniform, libraries will be provided. Because if you don't build a young folk generation for them to understand, for them to understand the importance and know the fundamental right, it become a difficult things in the society. And these are the things that disturbing us. Can we sit and fold our hands? You saw the auditors that were murdered. Investigation is still ongoing. You saw that. You saw Sometimes you see the traffic how it's like, and everybody have contact or whosoever. The society, the police are no longer respected. When the police are no longer respected, it becomes a serious issue. And this is why we say the rule of law should be respected. So respect the rule of law. That's part of your religion. That's part of your connection. When what the law say, let it be applied to all men. The Constitution was written for all, not but for few. But today it's a different ballgame, and we cannot keep dancing the same old way. This is why we say. This is why I was telling brother told us, and some of our slogan is like, government is the area to serve, not to steal. But today, it's the opposite. Billionaires are coming from government, and we believe we can make billionaires within the private sector, that we would not be spectator for our own economy. When the president was speaking during the inauguration ceremony, he said we would not be spectator of our own economy. Well, fortunately for us, we have not get it around the perimeter. So we don't think what else will be on the substitute bench. It's a difficult ball game for our people. If you're not sedition, you cannot get a job. It was laughable when I saw 40 lawmakers that have already received 60,000 because that money was given to them because they wanted them to endorse. Endorsement, a road endorsement that if lawmakers, city lawmakers, you believe that those individuals like elected you in the district will support that idea. So you responded yourself as the lawmaker. Your primary function as a lawmaker, you're not carrying it out. So the Liberian people have understood that indeed most of these lawmakers, we're going to give them one term and we're going to replace them with competent individuals that will steer the affair of the state for the next 6 years.
We will give them one term, says Mr. Samukai. Now, Liberia, the way our government is being formed, we have three branches of government. You have the legislative branch of government, you have the legislative branch, sorry, you have the executive, and you have the judiciary branch. Now, I'm still having that thinking as to whether what you are telling me about the Liberian People's Party will overwhelmingly win the first round when the government is being controlled. The entire country is being being controlled by one group of people, and those from the Southeast. The president is from the Southeast. The head of the judicial branch is from the Southeast, and you see that in the legislature, the two branches, the two houses that are there are also being headed by people from the Southeast. You got the president pro tem from Southeast, and then the speaker for the house is also from the Southeast. These are people who controls the power. The police and those are supposed to interpret the laws, and those are supposed to make the laws. Now, what are the chances you have? You talk about Grand G there. What are the chances you have in River G, Sano County, and the other two areas that are in the Southeast? What are the chances when, in fact, you have the speaker, his head from on that side, the president pro tem, and then just most recently, the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice. What are your chances in those areas?
We have a better chances. Like this when the Standard Board make the tour in the Southeast, members of government officials were in some of our meetings. They were part of our discussion, and we have a massive engagement within the Southeast. We have our structures there. Maryland, we have our brother, Comrade Ibrahim Tour, who is doing extremely well, and we have Comrade Wise, who also doing extremely well. We have Comrade Alosha from Grand Crew. So these are brothers. These are brothers that believe not based on someone from the southeast. I don't know whether actually these guys are from the southeast because we go on that road, brother. You feel so challenged whether you're on different planet. So the, actually their focus is for themselves, not for the people they represent. Because if you from the southeast and your people cannot have access to the to road network, cannot have access even for 2 meal a day, it's a difficult ball game. Every man needs to survive, and the government is responsible to create that avenue. But the government failed not to create the avenue, but to enrich themselves. Check the account of most of the guys in the economy from the southeast. Check the life status. Look at the speaker when he was not speaker or lawmaker. When he challenged the Unity Party government. And what he's doing today is the opposite. He make us to think about animal farm, that not all animals are equal. So today, he's doing something in the opposite direction. So we have a good opportunity because the Liberian people had understand, and it's good that technology is moving faster. A lot of people have access to phone, internet, radio. They monitor the news. Listen, billions of dollars coming in. What happened to the finance minister? Without the approval of the House, he carry on disbursement. That entitled to impeachment or removal of the finance minister. Like you listening to him, it's a body strong. These are the factors that destroying the society. And we have graduated, we need to graduate from there. And the Liberian people have understood that this is the time that we change that mentality. That it's not about border is strong. It's about bringing development to the people and making the livelihood of the people better. That will make them feel good than to enrich few hands of people in the name of Southeast. It's not going to work. When we have a stronghold, we believe that indeed we're going to put out a number in Maryland, Grand Crew, Sano, River G.
You're going to put up more numbers in River G in Sano County, as a matter of fact, in the southeast. So let's go towards Kipman, Bon County, Kipman, Bomi, and Wapulu. Can you tell us how strong your party is, where you have people from Lofa County going towards Wapolu, because Wapolu was part of Lofa County, and then finally we got that. Are you convinced that people from lower Foya area and coming towards Wapolu, are these people will leave their allegiance or they will leave their support for Omen boycott and come to Councillor Gonglo? What is that link? How can you tell us the link that Councillor Gonglo is so strong that he can pull people in both Kipman, Wapolu, and Bomi County? Mr. Samukai? I think it is.
Hello?
Yeah, yes.
One of the things that has been destroying the society is we believe that indeed politics is about religion, is about tribal stuff, which of course in some instances you don't all rule it within our society. They do exist. But like I told you earlier, that indeed our people have decided that it's not about tribal stuff, it's about the will of the individual and the political party manifesto that they're going to share with them, they're going to follow. We were in Bapolo, and the chairman for Bapolo is Comrade Moses Samukai. And And we visited, the Standard Bearer visited key areas in Bapolo. We saw the numbers, we saw the response. Bapolo have 3 district. Then you have Bummy. We have Alex there, who happen to be the chairman of LPP. Currently, we have more than 3 or 4 persons waiting to contest on the party ticket. So which means they're going to go to primary. We're going to go to primary for that. We also have Kidman. Kidman, you have Comber passed away, who happened to be the chairman. And Kidman, we have a strong senatorial candidate, aspiring that will be on the party ticket after the primary, who have been a medical doctor, who have been serving his people. So the dynamic is changing. It's not like before. And if you look at the population, when we get in Cape Town after the bridge bar, you get another place have Nima Junction, and the population of those individuals that hail from Nimba, in Bapolo, in Kitman, in Sano, in the southeast, they have more. When Prince Johnson contested and came there, he never moved the way that we're moving, and he never have the charisma and the integrity of like what we have. So the fact do exist in all sectors of Liberia. Bapolo 2017 we put a good word there. It's a bold country and bastard. So there's in all sectors of our society, we're going to get the numbers and we're going to move forward. Because we believe in the capacity of our chairperson, our various county chairs, and we also believe in the commitment to the Liberian people and what the Liberian people are asking us to do. That's why we have the broom. If we unite ourselves, like with the broom is united like this, it's difficult for us to be broken. But if it's like this, it's easier for one to be broken. To get rid of it. So we are working tirelessly, engaging our people, not talking them like what other political parties are doing. And the simple message we provide to them, they have the state resources, we provide the resources, and we have the numbers. So we are working tirelessly to make sure that we are able to move forward and get the numbers and get the support of the Liberian people. So
I think we've lost the comrade. This is due to a technical problem from Liberia. The network system is on and off. I think we get him when he comes back on. But before then, Mr. Samukai, are you hearing us? He's gone. Before we get to Joe Moneybird, we need to listen to few music from.
yes, sorry, I had to break in the internet.
No problem.
So yeah, we have our people have been responding to us, and based on the cries of the people, we put numbers, Bapolo, Kitman, and other key areas within the society. So democracy is the way of the people, not the way of men. So we'll go through the democratic means to make sure what our country deserves to be restored, not by crook, but through the battle box.
All right, not by crooks, but through the ballot box. Uh, Mayor Samukai, not by crooks, but through the ballot box. That's how we want to take power in Liberia, and we make sure that the Liberian people uh, come 2023 presidential and legislative election, we move upward with the candidate we have. Now, elections are normally not rigged on election day. It's gradually rigged before even the election day. The ongoing process of the electoral, the ongoing process by the National Election Commission in Liberia. You as recruitment vice chairman and mobilization. I know that is also your second office because you you make a turns between the National Election Commission and your party headquarters. Can you clarify the many people who have been booked, those that registered double, that is people who went and did the biometric, and then they went different other places and also did a registration again with the same fingerprint they did on the other side. Can you give us a little bit of insight of how sure are
Yeah,
you
well,
that this is not a process that the election will be rigged?
personally, we raised some concern to the election commissioner. The partisan or official communication concerning the biometric system, and the Assistant Secretary for Political Affairs, Comrade Imal Batu, have been representing the party within that discussion along with the party chairman. But from the information that we received from NEC, indeed the cleanup has been done, and before the election day, the official roster will be displayed to political parties and all those that have registered. Currently, they are doing what we call the checkup to make sure those that have initially registered to vote go and validate your name to make sure that your name is in the system. Whether I misspell your name, they can make the necessary correction. You're right that in the election is right before election date, but we as the political party and other opposition political party, our ears and feet has been on the ground, and we know that indeed we know the tactics and we know during the polling date we have our observer through the net and birth of the the country to
Major
watch the
Samukai,
process.
Major Samukai.
Yeah,
I just heard you saying that there was a cleanup process done at the National Election Commission. During the process of the cleanup, were there the
yeah, there was
presence of
initial cleanup
any?
process done
Was there
because
any? What was there a presence of any political party while the cleaning up process were done by the National Election Commission in that room when the
I
clearing was
cannot
done?
speak. Yeah, I cannot speak to that clearly because when it comes to engagement with NDC is done by the Assistant Secretary for Political Affairs. But what we know that filter to our desk that certain parties
All right. Comrade Samukai has gone again. It might be due to the scene network problem, but I think that question we're going to bring the assistant secretary who has the gavel or who has the information to give us because it's very much crucial. We need to know the information. Whether when the clearing process were done, you had you had you had our people present in there. We go to Comrade Joe Moneybar. I'm not, I can see you. Is this what? Remove you or what? What is this happening? Uh, okay. Joe, I can see you. Okay, there you go. All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Joe Moneybar.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you, Mr.
I've
Julius
been I've
Zoga?
been muting you because there are lots of feedback from behind you, and if you see me muting you, I was doing that for a purpose, and you kept on muting anyway. How is Minnesota at this hour?
Minnesota is gearing up, and for our fundraising program on Saturday.
Okay,
And I see a lot of people since the last uh, um, publicity we just made just a day ago. People have been coming to my house,
okay,
for t-shirts.
all right, very good. So it means that people have been looking at us and they are now responding, right?
Yeah, they've been sending the information. When you check our chat room, you see
Thank God,
payment have
thank God.
been going on in our chat room.
Very good, very good. So we still got some more to go. We got to go today. We have to go on Tuesday. We have to go Thursday, and then the main day, which is on the 24th on Saturday, we still have to go.
Yeah.
Uh, do you still want to elaborate a little bit on? I mean, there were others who heard that you don't want people to get hearsay. You want them. We want them to hear it from the horse's mouth. Mr. Chairman, tell us a little bit tell us again in detail about our fundraiser. Even if you have the T-shirt, I mean, all is yours. You can begin to show the T-shirt and then put in more strength into what we have to say, so we can have a successful fundraiser.
Okay. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak to the audience. If you don't know me by name, my name is Joe Martinberg. I'm the executive director for Team Gongolo, Minnesota, and then I'm a member of LPP, and then we working along, to make sure that this program is successful on the 24th of June. And then on 24th of June, what are we doing? Right now, as I speak to you, a lot of publicity has been done, and all the African stores in Minnesota have been contacted, and representatives. We expect the representative of African stores to be there and do some publicity of their business, and then give some donation to our program. And so we have already done that, And then T-shirts have been printed, and T-shirts have been sold right now as I speak to you. And people who live out of state have been sending the addresses to us. And then once you send the address, once you pay through our cash app and you send your address, then we'll mail your T-shirt through the post office. So that is also going on. And then some people will be traveling from out of state. They contacted me this morning that they are coming for the program, and then they already put in for the T-shirts, and the T-shirts will be reserved, and then they'll come and pick the T-shirts up. So all these things are going on. We are gearing up, and the momentum is coming up for this coming Saturday. And then besides that, I usually go to the gym, and also I contacted a few persons from my gym, and then talk to them, and then there may be some acrobatic, performance during this program to entertain the crowd. That is, it wouldn't be karate; it would be like people performing like weightlifting, all that. That's what I do sometimes. So I expect that that little maybe the 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes performance, just to entertain those that will be going at the program. So everything is set, and we we've been encouraging people and telling them that look, the fundraiser in Minnesota on the 24th, which is next week Saturday, and we've been mobilizing and telling people if you love Councilor Gongo and you live in the U.S., this is the time you need to show your love for Councilor Gongo if you want him to go to the executive mansion. So it's not all about those that are living in Minnesota. It's about all those who support Councilor Gongo and live in the U.S. So once you support Councilor Gongo and you live in the U.S., you can send your contribution through our cash app and we'll receive it. You don't have to come if you don't have the time. If your job does not permit you, you don't have to come to Minnesota. But you can use our cash app and send your contribution and buy your t-shirts. So our cash app, the last time we gave it, we said it's $ FOG Minnesota. That is, you put in a $, it's a one word, $FOG capital Minnesota, all one word. That is our cash app. So when you send in your contribution in the description column, you can say this for contribution. When you send for t-shirt, you say this for t-shirt, and then we'll mail your t-shirt to you. Once you do that, you can get through any of the LPP members in who you know in the US. when you want to get a T-shirt, and then it will get to me. And once you pay your money through your cash app for your T-shirt, you forward your T-shirt information to any of the LPP member. That is a receipt. Then they will forward into the chat room. If you don't know how to get to our chat room, if you're not part of the chat room, so any LPP member you should just send your receipt to them. Then we'll put it in the chat room. When it gets to me, and then I'll send it to our treasurer. And when the treasurer confirm that, then you send your address, then I'll mail the T-shirt to you. So we're already on it. The process is on. So the T-shirt will go to you, and you can send your contribution right now if you love Councilor Bongo. So that's how
Thank
we're
you.
doing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joe Moneyburn. And as you see on the bar below scrolling, say please use this cash app information. Is the $ FOG Minnesota. And if you have any problem, you can call the number just right after it, 7633-189-630. That call will go directly to the executive director, Mr. Joe Moneyburn, and then he will be able to address all of these issues. Ladies and gentlemen, folks who've been listening to us, we have been having discussion with the national chairman for recruitment and mobilization. It is almost 2:00, and we are about to draw back the curtain, to close the curtain on this program this afternoon. We will go to Mr. Samukai to give us his last word to
Thank
his membership, to his entire membership in the Republic of Liberia. Tell us something about.
Thank you, and thank to all our support group, our district coordinators, our zonal hair, our sympathizers, our people, our mothers, our market women, our motorcyclists, our keke boys, and our yana boys, our value boys that cannot afford the means to get themselves where they want to have themselves. It's
Can
time
you
that
move a
indeed
little
we
bit?
unite
Can you move a
ourselves
little bit,
through
Mr. Samukai? Can you move a little bit from the noise? Uh, yeah, that's much better. Thank you so
Hello?
much. Yes, we hearing you. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I would like to appreciate all our support group. We'd like to appreciate our motorcyclists, our mothers, our sisters, our less fortunate brothers. That indeed it's time that we come together and unite ourselves through the battle box and vote for Councillor Tyrone Gonglo to restore the sanity and dignity of our state. And we'd like to appreciate everybody that have been supporting the political struggle and the boom movement. It is time that indeed we have a massive boom awareness, anti-corruption, because corruption has been one of the factors that have been destroying us. And we are mobilizing all our support group. And indeed, come July 19th, we'll lock down the city, giving a clear message to the world. And indeed, corruption has been the factor that has been destroying us. We need to make sure we work and respect the rule of law. And we'll come up with our broom. We are asking all our support group, come up with your broom on that day. We're from the various district. Whatsoever you find yourself, if you feel that indeed corruption is good for us, then say. If you feel that indeed you work at the end of the month, you cannot get paid, then say. If you feel that indeed the 3 auditors that were killed, no justice has been provided for them, then sit and watch the process. We can no longer fold our hands and allow our brothers and sisters die within the process. And we'd like to use the medium also to tell our members we have an online membership form. You can LPP online membership form.org. You can register yourself and become a full-fledged member of the party. And we'd like to say kudos to the standard bearer, kudos to all members that supported us for the online membership form. And we encourage all our support group, our friends, to support whatsoever initiative that will restore the sanity and dignity of our state. God bless us. God save the motherland. With unity, we will succeed in Jesus' name.
Thank you, Mr. Samukai. Joe, we'll have your last word before we leave.
Okay. Thank you for giving me the opportunity once more to say my last words. And then, I just listened to my brother from Liberia. I would love to talk to the voters because the voters are the ones that will put our Senate brother to where he belongs. Our Senate brother belongs in the executive mansion, and no one can put in there besides the voters. So, with all due
I
respect
love
to,
that.
yeah, all due respect goes to the voters. Or every talking that we're doing here, I give high esteem to the voters.
Our employers,
Yeah, our
the
employers. They are
employers,
the
the
yeah
employers.
the voters. They are the one that employ the Josh Weah, and they employ Josh Weah to do a specific job to change the condition. And then the condition has not been changed after 6 years. So this is the time that when you employ somebody when the person is not doing well, the person need to
You
be
sack the
dismissed.
person.
Yeah,
Liberian way.
yeah. So we
Dismiss the person.
dismiss the person or they sack them. Or if St. George Weah is a footballer, and then when you put the man, if the coach puts somebody on the field to like strike on the field to score goals, and then he has not been scoring goals every game, then you sack him. You just remove him from the field,
Put him on the
or
bench.
yeah, put him on the bench. So Joey needs to go on the bench,
Yes,
or the referee. The referee need to give a red card to Joey government because
exactly.
yeah, they don't deserve me there now. So this is the time that the voters not giving red card. Because
Yep.
when you say voters should give red card to Joshua, you will understand that better because he's a footballer. So he deserves a red card now, so he can give somebody else chance to do the job. That job is not for a particular person. If you're there for 6 years, you're not forced to stay there for the second term. If you're not doing well, you move. It's the seat is for all Liberians. So if you're not doing well, accept that you didn't do well, accept your mistakes, and then leave peacefully, and then let somebody else who can do the job get there. And Councillor Gonglo has an experience. We need experienced person to do the work. He always said, "I'm a project manager. I want to be a project manager. I don't want to just be a leader." And then a project manager, before you manage a project, you must have known a lot about that project. So he knows a lot about the project in Liberia. That's why he's a project manager. So then he's the only presidential aspirant that I know that has an experience because he worked with Emil Sawyer in the past, as a special assistant to Emil Sawyer. And when you are special assistant to the president or the interim president, you got experience on how the government is run. So he's the only man who has that experience. So let's give the opportunity to him. And I will, I'm not from Niba County. I'm from Maryland County, but I have a word for my brothers and sisters from Niba County. I wish a man like Councilor Gonglo with integrity, with all the quality he has, I wish he would have come from Maryland County. So once he's not from Maryland County, I'm not trying to be tribalistic, but I'm trying to encourage all our brothers and sisters from Niba County, to take it as an opportunity for the president to come from their county. You know, every county want,
Understand?
yeah, every county want the president to come from the county. Even I'm from Maryland County, I need a mayor who has that kind of integrity, to come from my county so that it will give my county a prestige. You know, without speaking tribalistic, I'm not trying to be tribalistic in a sense, but I want to call all Nibadians to take it as an opportunity that look, this is our time. Doesn't have do time we miss it. If we get the kind of character, the kind of man with all the integrity, I think we should get behind him, so we can take the presidency. Nimakati almost got the presidency because they got the man who has all the qualification. So there's no way that it should be divided. They need to come together and support him. Therefore, I will call all my Marylanders also. That kind of Maryland Councilor Gonglo, if you listen to me from Maryland County, I would like for us to jump behind him. We should not let money fool us. Right now, if you want your life to be changed, don't talk about money. The experience I will give you is that in the last 6 years, they gave you money and t-shirt to put them in where they are today. And then after 6 years, after they give you that money and the t-shirt, your condition still the same. There's no improvement. You want a t-shirt, the t-shirt spoil. The money they gave you within less than 2 months, that money finished. Then 6 years ago, nothing a day for you. You stay at one spot. Then you come in again for them to give you t-shirt and money again and use rhetorics on you. So that when they give you the t-shirt, they give you the money. Then you go again for another 6 years, maybe 12 years. That's what you want. So we allow people to give us money to go from place to place. The
Thank you so much.
money is not a solution. We're looking for the person who can transform your life. The person who can make sure the youth get their place. The youth does not have the place. There's no program for the youth. We are older already. And some of us are lucky we're sitting in the US. So, and then all the people that are in the US, they are complaining about sending money back home. This is the time now that we need to have program for our youth to replace us tomorrow. You know, a council of Congress is the only one that can do it. The children try, they tire riding motorbike. They will not be dying on a motorbike and get old on motorbike. No, our youth riding motorbike. And they're forced to be adults. They're
All right.
forced to be adults. So we got to
Thank you
stop
so
that.
much. Thank
Council of
you so
Congress can
much,
stop
Joe.
it.
I
So
got it. Thank you so much, Joe. I got three things from your saying. You know, your sayings is very much inspiring, and I grabbed three aspects from there. Number one, it's time to go. Time to go. The present leadership, it is time to go.
yes.
You were elected for 6 years. Your time is over. You cannot have the second term because you did not deliver the goods to the Liberian people that you promised to deliver to them. That's number
Definitely.
one thing I got from your talk. The second thing I got from your talk is you always won the first place in any competition. Nima County, you won the first place. You don't want the vice presidency.
No.
That's not what you want. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve the vice presidency. You don't want vice presidency. Nimba, you won the first place.
Yes, that's true.
That's what Joe have just said. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's inspiring. You must have the first place and not the second place. You
No.
deserve more than that. Now let's look at these issues. Let's look at this one. You, the county that have the highest vote in Liberia. So where you should be in the competition. You
First
want to be
place.
in the second place if you have the highest vote. If you have the compelling vote, you want to be in the second place. No, come on, brethren. You want the first place. So think about it. Think about it. And besides getting the first place, you have a son who's full with transparency. This is the man who does not believe in tribalism. This is a nation builder. The third thing I got from you is ascendancy will change the lives of the Liberian people. The young people are struggling. They're not supposed to, the kids not supposed to be selling in the street. We can see in
No.
this country where we live. If you can listen in the background of Joe, those kids are on their computer. They are on
Yes.
computer. They are
Definitely.
on
They're on a
computers
computer. On a,
watching games.
they all
They
have
they
iPad.
are discussing at a high level. But our
Definitely.
kids are in the street. They are
Yeah.
selling what we call planting chips. They are selling cold water. Is that what it's supposed to be? Even in as much as even as much as we would differ with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf at the time, her government was not the government that
Therefore, hear
destroyed the
you.
lives of people. Her government was not the government that that disrespected the life of the people. Gentlemen, folks in radio land, folks in Facebook and YouTube land, we're gonna draw this curtain. We're gonna close this curtain with that song. It's time to go. It's time to go. You cannot have a second term. You cannot have a second term, Mr. Josh. It's time to
Okay.
go. Let's
Oh,
get the song from Omen. Joe, we'll come back to you to give your last advertisement, but let's listen to this song. It's very
okay.
interesting. It's
All
time
right.
to go.
Okay. Okay. What happened to the song? I can hear the song.
That's the Professor Jones Dopo inspiring us. That's the Professor Jones Dopo inspiring our people. That's how we're going to close this. But before we leave, Joe, give us again about your about our fundraiser, and then we can leave the studio.
Okay, those who have not heard me, will just joining us, and then I've been saying this over and over, and we'll continue to say this until next Saturday, which is June 24th. On Saturday, June 24th, there'll be a fundraiser for the campaign program for LPP. That is to financially buttress the campaign, for LPP to put Councillor Gonglo in a right place. A right place in the executive mansion. That's where he belongs. So we're trying to buttress, the financial capability of the LPP to make sure that he gets to where he belongs. So we're having a fundraiser for that. So for those that live in the US, if you're listening to us, once you love Councilor Gonglo and you want LPP to have money to support the campaign, you can send your contribution through our cash app. That is $FOG Minnesota. Or if you want your t-shirt, if we got t-shirts printed out, if you want a t-shirt, you can also, if you live out of state, you can pay $25 per t-shirt. Each person is buying 2 t-shirts, and then you send your money through the cash app. In the description column, you put t-shirt, and then my number is on the screen. And then after you pay for your t-shirt, you got to make sure you send your receipt, from your cash app receipt, through our chat room or to any LPP member who you know, and say, look, I just pay for a t-shirt, this is my receipt. They will forward it into the chat room. If it gets to me, I will confirm it with the treasurer, and then you send your address, and your t-shirt will directly be mailed to you. So if your job does not permit you to come, you can still contribute by sending money. Everyone that support Councilor Gonglo, once you love him, we said the minimum you can pay is $100. We're not saying you should pay only $100. If you can afford more than 100, fine. But the minimum should be $100 that everybody paying if you live in the US. And will be today. I will try to check for the brooms, to make sure that we have brooms there this coming Saturday, and then we'll be drawing a photo, a group picture, and then group picture. The intention is to do calendar, so that we can have it in our house, to remember this program because this is the last program. So we'll do group picture, and then we'll do calendar, and then you can for 2023 and 24, so you can put it in your house. So if you also bought a t-shirt and you want to be and you want your picture to be on the calendar, you can also forward once you bought t-shirt, you can send your picture. And once you bought t-shirt and make contribution, you're not coming. If you send your picture, we can also put it on the calendar. We can manage to put it on, this is technology. We can put you there and you'll be part of that. So you can say, oh, because I won't be on the calendar, so I won't. I know you can also be there. And you send your picture, we also put you on the calendar. So you can have that, as your souvenir. So those that will be in Minnesota that are listening to me also, we're trying to bring some acrobatic, performance through, because I go to the gym and then I talk to 1 or 2 persons from there, and they guarantee me that they will come. I hope they will do so that they can do some small performance for us, so we can enjoy being there. So everything is intact. We're only looking up to people to come to the program. Friends should invite friends. And then the teachers, I will make sure that some are available on the ground next week Saturday. So if you can't get it now, when you get there, you can get your t-shirt. We'll get place there for you to change. You can just change your top and then put the t-shirt on, so that we can have next time. It's an opportunity also to meet new friends. People who just joining the LPP, will be mingling with each other. People who just joining will be mingling. Then we'll start discussing, some political discussion. Things that you have not understood that you want to know about Councilor Gonglo. If you come there, you have the opportunity to ask the LPP people or to ask anyone, they will be able to tell you. And then we're urging everyone to also get to their relatives in Liberia and encourage them, about LPP to make sure that they jump on board on this train, And they said they got how do you call it? I had to call them for me. Let me be concerned about us. We are. Councilor said we are transformation. We want to transform Liberia. For the other people there, the other people they are WhatsApp.
They are how they call it, what you call it, fixer. Some are
fixer. Socks. They say they are fixer 1, fixer.
Redeemer.
Okay, fixer 1, fixer 2, but we are transformer 1, and then we'll be having transformer 2.
No,
we are. No, the vice president.
You don't want that name.
No, but Councilor say we are No, Councilor Gonglo, I heard you the last time say
All right, no problem.
we're transforming, we're
Two.
transforming the country. Yeah. So if we're transforming the
We got
country,
Transformer 1 and
but
Transformer 2.
yeah, so they are fixing will be transforming the country.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
so if we have a vice presidency, will be Transformer 1, Transformer 2. So watch out for Transformer 1, Transformer 2.
1 and Transformer 2.
So if we confirm
That's
that, if I confirm that during the course of the week, we officially launch it during the program that will be called Transformer 1, Transformer 2 during our fundraising program. So
all
from
right,
there
Joe.
on, after the confirmation will be called 1 and
All
2.
right, Joe. Thank you so
So
much.
yeah, thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you, folks, for listening to us. And that's how we draw down the curtains. That's how we close back this show. And we'll be back here on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for listening to us and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Joe.